Welcome to today's Meet the Charity with the Community Warehouse. I'm Laura Augustine, Volunteering Support Officer for Action Together Rochdale, and today I'm joined by Irene Wilcox, Community Warehouse Coordinator. We're here today to talk about the Community Warehouse in more detail, current volunteer opportunities and how you can get involved as a volunteer. Hello Irene, how are you? Are you okay?
Hi, yeah.
Good. So if we'll start by asking you a bit about the Community Warehouse, what is the Community Warehouse about, the work you do and the people you support?
Yeah, the community warehouse is like what I'd class as like a food distribution centre, where the groups in the community that deal with vulnerable people or groups themselves come to get food supplies for their, say for example, pantries or their little hubs that they can use in their groups. So that's how it works. We don't deal directly one-to-one with public people coming in, but the groups get the food to distribute that way from their hubs.
Excellent. And with the groups, do they order on a weekly basis?
Yeah.
So they
every week I send them out what we call a dream sheet. I like to let them know it is a dream sheet because we're not always able to fulfill all the requests and also all the amounts that they need depending on stock. But every week I send them out a little order list and they can send that back so that I can print them out, and then the volunteers come in and help with the picking and packing and to get these ready for the Monday, because they always come to collect them on a Monday, and that's how we know what they need, and they come on a Monday to collect them at a certain time between 12 and 2 p.m. it is normally. And that's what happens. They get their forms on a Tuesday hopefully, and then they to send it to me by a Thursday, and then we have everything ready for the Monday. So that's how it works. Yeah,
really quick turnaround as well, isn't it?
Yeah, very. And so in between times, then as soon as that's happened, we also need to be in the background ordering the food. So from suppliers, various suppliers give us different food. We only do ambient food, which is like the dried goods, tins. We don't do anything fresh. We don't keep anything in fridges from here. So that's the way that process works. And as soon as they've been on a Monday, we need to replenish this. So it's absolutely an ongoing system, bit like a hamster wheel.
Yeah, definitely it is.
Yeah.
It is. So where's the community warehouse based?
It's called the Sparth Community Centre, and it's based on Norman Road in Rochdale.
Yeah, and that's opposite the main Asda, isn't it?
It's right by the crossroads where the main Asda is on one side, crossover away from the touchstones. It's the other side, and then we're just there on that road there.
Oh, excellent. So it's quite local as well for public transport.
Yeah, it's good. We have a big car park. Yeah. So we get the suppliers can get in, and anybody that comes to get their goods can come in and use the car park without any problems. Yeah, no issues with that.
Oh, excellent.
Yeah.
So could you tell me about a volunteer role that you currently have available that you're looking to fill?
Yes, we are volunteers who we have here come to us. We often discuss with them first and what they can offer time wise, and we usually try to fit around them. But we do on a Monday we are open. We come in early and then we finish late. Usually on a Monday. So within those hours, we usually ask the volunteers to come about 10 o'clock till 12 to help with picking and packing. And then we like some volunteers to stay. Some can give more hours. So it's great if they can stay till 2 because they can help the groups come and move their food from the warehouse to the cars, helps with them packing. So there's always availability for people to come and do that. But more also part of the role, as well as picking and packing and helping the customers loosely said, the groups come and do the packing. They're also expected and it's such a big help for us if they can help to keep the warehouse up tidy and get rid of the boxes and things, pack them up nicely for when somebody comes to collect them for the refuse system, and generally report back anything to me that they find as a problem, so they're always encouraged to do that. So that'd be the kind of thing that we'd hope a volunteer would do, and we're always hoping that there's volunteers to come and do that with us.
That's great. You definitely have had great success with volunteers up to now, so hopefully it will keep going.
Yeah, and they're great. They all support each other. I do encourage that. I encourage like a family atmosphere. You know, we do need to know we have a WhatsApp group and for our volunteers, and I you know, stress when they come to work with us that it's just keep us informed if they can't come, if they've got appointments, you know, everybody you know, has these issues, so that we can ask maybe another volunteer, could you come today instead? And we so the more time they give us, that's better. Obviously, if someone's poorly, they can't do anything about that. So we do look to some volunteers, if they don't mind, to be contacted. Maybe in a short notice situation. Some can, and if they can, that's great. Otherwise, we try to manage the best we can. But on the whole, I think they all enjoy to come. It's a nice atmosphere. We're not very strict. Everybody can have a cup of tea if they want one, and you know, they can. And the loos are there, and they can go for a little walk outside. It's very relaxed, but they all. In my experience, in my 6 months here, they all get on well together, and they are, you know, and they enjoy the company of each other. It's been really nice friendships made.
That's really great to see, because one of the benefits of volunteering are the friendships you can make from people that you meet. Right. So having that there and that great environment is really nice.
It's nice. And they tell me that as well, and say, you know, they like to come and meet, and then we all have a laugh and we chat, and you know. We're interested in each other as well, you know.
Yeah, no, that's good. It's how it should be, really, isn't it?
Yeah, it's great.
So if a volunteer wanted to apply for this role, how would they go about doing that?
Well, if they go onto the website for Action Together, and they'll find under volunteers, there's an explanation, and we can read all about the actual Action Together charity, and then they can have a look at the volunteers, and there is an application form, and if they can fill that in, then the volunteer coordinators can contact them, and then, you know, have a chat with them and see if it's what they want and what we need, and it works, and if we can do that and we can accept them as volunteers, then that's how it usually works.
That's great. So the website is actiontogether.org.uk. There's a tab for volunteer. If you click on that, you can click register to volunteer. And then once you're registered, us at the Volunteer Centre, we can set you up with your own account, so you can actually apply online as well for this role, as well as look at the many other roles that are on there as well, which is excellent.
Very interesting reading there.
There is definitely, So after a volunteer expresses an interest in this role, what will be the process then? Do you obviously you mentioned the Volunteer Centre will have that initial chat. Do they then come down for a chat with yourself, have a tour, etc., things like that? Do they have an interview? Or not so much an interview? It's
not so much an interview at all. It's not like we're going to sit them down. It's not formal interview. Oh no, you can't do this. It's what we have a lovely informal chat. We can bring people down so they can see if they like it. They may come and think, oh, I didn't realise it was this. Don't want to do this. That's fine. But we can show them round. We're open on a Monday and a Thursday. And they can come. We'll arrange for them to come, and we'll be here to meet them, and we'll show them all around. They can have a nice brew if they want to come and have a look round, see if they like it, see if they want to come, and then if they're happy with that, and the volunteer coordinators are happy too, we sort of it's like registering them, because we like it to be official, so that they know everything's you know, in place for them, and so that they can come on the hours they want to come, and we can try and work it around that way, really. So it's very informal way. There's nothing to be worried about to come. It's really nice. We're quite happy to show everyone around, and if they come and do a couple of weeks and they think it's not really what I want, then, you know, there's probably other opportunities for volunteering elsewhere if that's what they like. But so far we've been really lucky, and when they come they like it, they're very happy, so that's good.
Oh, that's excellent. Thank you, Irene. So when, I know you touched on it before, but when will the volunteers be required?
Yeah, Monday and Thursdays. Monday is the day really busy.
Yeah.
Because and that's when we require most of them, if that's possible.
Yeah.
And we usually start ask people to come in at 10. We have a volunteer that does come in earlier than that, which is great because that just and that's fine if somebody says I can only come at 9 o'clock till, that's great, you know, but normally we don't ask anybody to come earlier than 10.
Yeah.
Between 10 and 12, and to do what we call picking and packing, which is just like what they do in the supermarkets, really. The shelves are full of the food, and you get a list, and it'll be group A. I'm not mentioning the names of any groups, but that's just for an example. And they will go along with that order form and fill their order in, and that goes under their name, and then they'll come. So once those are all completed, at 12 o'clock, the group, they come in and they collect. Sometimes they can send somebody for that, or they can come themselves, bring a couple of people with them, and we usually ask them to provide their own bags and things. But our warehouse volunteers are great. They will help them. We've got some shopping trolleys, and we've got some shopping baskets, some big trolleys, and we've got some boxes and bags. We try, but we do say bring your own. So we try and be left them, and always they'll get helped to the car. So that's till 2 o'clock. Some stay later than that, and then they can help us to tidy, get everything back into place, make sure the boxes are all in order, because we've got to think of health and safety as well. So that's always a big issue that we do stress on them about health and safety, and letting us know if there's any problems. On Thursdays is usually the days when we get the big deliveries of food. So if they come on Thursday, there won't be any public coming in to collect the stuff, but they would be required, say, for example, to help unload the food that comes in on the trucks, and bring it into the warehouse, and fill the shelves. Now, I don't want people to be scared off by that, because at first I thought, wow, but actually even I'm 5 foot and, you know, old, and I get out and can do that and lift boxes, and, you know, it's great, and we're all in a good atmosphere, and, you know, all the drivers are brilliant, they all help, so we don't usually have an issue. And then once the food's into the warehouse, it's just a matter of taking your time to unload and put them all nicely on the shelves, and it's quite a satisfying job actually when you see it. So that's what we'd be asking them to do, really. That, and we do have also other things that we store here. Because it's not just for the food. That's the main thing. So the other things that we would store here, you know, the leaflets and booklets for people. So we may happen to, if we've got those, and ask them to help with the tidying of the boxes or moving of the boxes, just anything general like that, really, that we would ask them to do. And we have a little job description, so they can have a little read through that and see if it's what they're after and what they want to do.
Oh, that's excellent. Thank you. I know I've helped at the warehouse before, and I must say it's like a de-stress for me. It is quite soothing, actually, getting the food onto the shelves and getting it off again. Nice. So it is really nice.
It's like going shopping and you don't have to pay the money. We've got nice little shopping trolleys now.
Oh, thank you. Are there any specific skills, training or qualifications required to do the role?
No, just got to be well and healthy and strong, really. You know, in that way. We do like them. They don't have to come with any training, but we do like when they come. I mean, if they've got this training up to date, excellent. But there's 2 things we do require, and one is the food hygiene. And the other is the manual handling, obviously, manual handling. And the food hygiene really tells us all about the rules and the law about how we store food. And although we don't use fresh food, it's still important to know all about, and they would be aware if something's punctured and to let us know, etc. So it's I've done the course, and it's a really good informative course. It opened my eyes. So we would require them, if that's possible, to do that. They're the 2 things that we'd require from them.
That's great, and that's something you would sort out for them, isn't it? as part of Action Together, we would
once they come, if they've not got that, then we will, there are various that RBH put on, various throughout the year at different dates, and we'd apply and get them onto in accordance with what they, that they could do, they're available for,
Oh, that's great, thank you. So the next one, obviously you've touched on training. Do you offer expenses for volunteers?
Yes, we do. We are, if the volunteers have to use bus fares to come, or even if some of them come on bikes, that's great, but if they come and use expenses to get here, then we do refund money, and we've got that facility, and if they bring us receipts for things, then the bus fares, etc., or bus pass, etc., then we will make sure that they get that money reimbursed.
That's great. That's a great benefit to any volunteer organisation, isn't it?
Great, yeah. Some of the volunteers do have a bus pass. That, because when we discussed it and offered it to them, then they've said, "Oh, we've got a bus pass, that's fine." But if not, we definitely do. We don't want people to be out of pocket in that way, to come to us. And also, if volunteers stay here for more than 4 hours, we do offer them food, and they have a break. And in general, we do say to all of the volunteers, if you need a break, there's a place, we've got a big kitchen, there's chairs, they can go and sit and have a break. Obviously if they smoke, we do ask them to go outside, and they smoke far from the building, and then just to wash their hands when they come back. And so there's no saying you can't go there at this time or that time. It's very flexible, and it usually works very well. So that's if they do more than 4 hours, they're welcome to have some lunch at our expense as well.
That's great. Who wouldn't like that?
Yeah, exactly. It's a part of it.
Yeah, definitely. Do volunteers require a DBS check to do this role?
No, they don't. No.
Okay. Excellent. And how do you kind of support volunteers through the role? In their volunteer role? So I know you mentioned the training, so you support them further in kind of getting training for the role, which that kind of training they can use in future roles maybe as well.
Yeah, absolutely. That would be a certificate they can put into their profile. And we encourage them, they can speak to us, and if they need directing, because there's so many different charities, we can signpost them. For example, if like in recent times, some of our volunteers have been enrolled into college work, and we've been able to signpost them to get some help to acquire laptops and help like that. So we always know a man who does, even if we don't do. And it's a massive network of support. It's very good, really. So we always try our best to help them and encourage them in every way that we can. And if they've got problems, we always ask them if they want to chat. That's great. And also we've got the volunteer coordinators who do always make themselves available, and they'll chat to them, and we do keep records, obviously, of their names, addresses, and next of kin, and any details that we need to know, health-wise, etc. That is important for us to know. We don't need to know anything we don't need to know, but we need to just for their health and safety measures.
No, of course.
So
that's great. And how would you kind of show your appreciation for your volunteers?
I'm always telling them thank you, and it's real true. We just could not really run this place without our volunteers. They're fantastic, and they're great. I was concerned, what if they move, what if they leave, and they just keep coming back. They're so fantastic. I'm so pleased, and they know. I feel like they take a pride in the place. I feel like they're really chuffed that we can provide this, and that I think deep down the volunteers all want to do this and provide for the community as well, and that's their way of doing it, and they're so good. Absolutely. So we do have a WhatsApp group, and we do encourage use of that, and they're all friends. I hear them laughing, and we have a nice radio on, and I'm always sending them little messages, and if there's incidents happen where something's come at the wrong time and they're not prepared for the delivery to come, etc., I often write them a little message and say, thanks so much for all your hard work today, because I absolutely do appreciate, all of us at Action Together do appreciate the volunteers that come here. They're absolutely excellent, and they know that. And if you ask any of them, they will tell you, yeah, she does. You know, we do all say thank you to them.
Oh, that's great.
Fantastic.
Thank you. And finally, how can people kind of get in touch in order to kind of use this service? Because I know we're not public facing. So if someone's finding themselves in a bit of trouble regarding food and they need that extra help, how would they kind of access our service?
Well, lots of times I get emails. You know, Julie Durant is my line manager, and sometimes they meet Julie. She does a lot more work into the community, and she meets people at different meetings, and as well as everybody else that works in Action Together, actually, and they'll get quite a lot of emails from people saying, oh, met such body. It's a very big network of connecting.
It is,
so they can always they can find us on the Action Together website. They can email us and ask what support there is available. And so if they want to come to, say, register with us to get food or use of our warehouse, they can email us, and we can always arrange to see them and bring them in informally, so that they can have a little look round and see if it's what they're needing. They do have to meet certain criteria, like they have to become a member of Action Together and usually be a charity themselves. So, but if they're in any doubt, we're really friendly. You can always come and contact us, and we can certainly show you around and let you have a little chat with us and decide if it's right, or if there's anything that they need to do, for example, become a member of Action Together, etc. Then they'll get all that information and guidance and support if they come in contact with us.
That's great.
That's
great. So if you're a part of a voluntary group in the Rochdale Borough, you can get in touch with Action Together and we can support you in getting access to the warehouse. If you're a member of the general public, still feel free to get in touch, and what we'll do is we'll have to signpost you to a group that fits your needs around the borough, and they're the ones that will collect the food on your behalf. But that's great. Thank you very much. Well, that's all my questions today, Irene. You've been great. Thank you so much for coming and doing this interview. And just to reiterate, if you're interested in signing up as a volunteer and you're not already, do head over to actiontogether.org.uk. You can click on volunteer and register, and then a member of the volunteer centre will be in touch. And alternatively, you can just ring us 01613392345, and we can even go through the form and do it for you if you don't have access to the internet, or if you struggle. That's absolutely fine.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah, not everyone does these days, so it's good to put that out there.
Yeah, welcome you.
Well, that's it. Thank you very much, Irene. That's been very insightful.
Very insightful. Thank you very much.
Not a problem at all.
Thank you.
Thank you.